Hi there. The voice you're hearing is Paul Murphy. It is the 4th of July 2022 as I speak these words to you. The song you're about to hear is one of my songs called Where the Hard Wind Blows. I wrote this in 1991. And the recording is from 1998. What's notable about all these demos is the ones that were written early and were in my stage act for years, my live set, come out a whole lot better on these 4-track recordings than the ones that I've just written or the ones that I'm making up on the spot. Anyway, this is Where the Hard Wind Blows, and this is kind of my response. Now the secret can be told 31 years later. 31 years ago, man. It's gone by in a frozen instant. This was kind of my response to Bob Dylan's Desolation Row. Hence the similarities of the ending there. And although it doesn't sound anything like Desolation Row, as you'll hear in just a second, and certainly live it didn't, where it was mega speeded up. But I don't know where his Desolation Row was. His was more ethereal, I think, and obviously quite parabolic. Whereas my Where the Hard Wind Blows is focused on people and places that I knew and that I was living directly in and around or have been. Without further waffle. That's not a rude word, Americans. And it's, I don't mean the breakfast cereal either. Here we go, all the way back to 1998.
There's a fence along the highway to keep all the profits in. The poet, working overtime, says now is the time to begin the burial of an unknown man who must have been someone's twin. And the movie queen says, I have been where lovers cannot go. All that is black, and no one comes back from where the hard wind blows. All the servants sit in conference while the ministers go forth and steal, and the octopus tells tales of old while working the spinning wheel. And the lawyers and the congressmen debate what can be classed as real. And a new day breaks with new heartaches and suits of blue that glow. And he, you're told, has built a road to where the hard wind blows. In a council of the vagabonds, the last man in is voted first. He gets ahead of his position and leaves his sister dying of thirst. He says, I've got plenty of deceptions here, so go ahead, do your worst. And the samurai won't let you cry, he won't let you go. And the night comes down, so take your crown to where the hard blows. When the road on which you travel turns into a slot machine, you must change your transport and keep your collar clean. And the ferryman may say if to you, but he doesn't really know what it means. And all he can do is poison you and put you in a show. And the tower is high, but time still goes by where the hard wind blows. There's a tunnel with no entrance that leads to a hermit's cave, where half the the people were victimized while the other half was saved. And the queen of clubs was washed ashore on the crest of a regal wave. The truth is lies and you despise the need that makes it so. The possum wears silk and the dead drink milk where the hard wind blows. In a picture frame of water, an old rainbow has been kept in memory of a bedroom where somebody famous once slept. And the princess wears a locket that contains all the tears she's wept. And the pacifist, he makes a fist, but he's 10 years too slow. And the people say we shall leave someday where the hard wind blows. There's a flag in every corner that tells you where you are, and a signpost on the ceiling that points to near and far. And the doctor says you must be ill, and he covers you in time. And you walk alone through fields of stone where streams of daggers flow. And thanks aren't enough when the going gets rough, where the hard wind blows. The sage is selling his memories, but no one wants to hear. The fighter puts his gloves away and says, same time next year. The princess opens her locket wide and she files away one more tear. As the hammer drops, she calls the cops, but they get there far too slow. And the first man smiles, time is drawn in miles where the hard wind blows. There's a judge inside a bar who sends his verdicts out. He says poverty is an illness, and there's a lot of it about. So don't you stand up for anything while you remain in doubt. And the witness cooks the history books so no one else will know. It is for the best to resist arrest where the hard wind blows. The pawn takes to the back streets. The night goes on in style. He leaves a messenger tied to the gate saying, see you in a while. But the Secret Service men hunt him down 'cause the pawn passed out his file. Dame Fortuna's cold, but you have stole, so backwards you must go. One day peace will come to not all, but some, where the hard wind blows. There's a ship out on an ocean that won't come back again. The helmsman is a hunchback, and the captain's dressed in chains. And there's an albatross following them around saying, you should have taken the train. Can't submit, not when being hit by demons from the mind below. And you won't get hurt if you stay alert where the hard wind blows. While the Aztecs sit in silence, while the tourists carry on, they won't leave the stepping stones that they're stood upon. They take pictures of the pyramids until all their mystique is gone. Standing on one foot, the archer puts the last arrow to his bow. And as he takes aim, they begin the game. The hard wind blows. The hostess has laid the table in case she has a guest. Her father told her long ago to be prepared is best. And her mother says, listen when daddy speaks, 'cause tomorrow there'll be a test. And the people seek someone to speak a language they all know. But there are no tongues on the road that runs to where the hard wind blows. As the poet quotes the numbers, the piper starts to play, and the king and queen dance cheek to cheek in a how to season play. And some friends from the bad days are here, so is it alright if they stay? And the porcupine says, I feel fine, don't tell me it's not so. And no one believes that no one leaves where the hard wind blows. So the teacher takes his pupil to the end of season dance, where the hat-check girl gives him a smile, then sets fire to his pants. He says, I hear your exams went well. Congratulations, boy. Have a nice. And the fireman does what he can to try and save the show, but it turns to dust, as everything must, where the hard wind blows. As a foretaste of the future, the axeman sharpens his blade. He used to be a doctor, but he didn't quite make the grade. So the hospital is empty now, and the beds are never made. The queen distributes her substitutes, and she places them in rows, while they're pulling down yet another town where the hard wind blows.